I want to share a profoundly simple practice that reveals non-duality as our reality. And that is simply to bypass all self-improvement projects. And the self that would be improved in this case is a psychological entity. For the reality of ourself, which transcends the mind and is not limited by the mind, is immediately accessible now and does not require any change or manipulation of the content of the mind. So if we leave the mind alone to shift and change as it does, and allow our attention to relax into the source of the mind, into the presence of awareness, and simply rest as this awareness aware of itself, there is the direct availability of the nature of that awareness as completeness, which translates into an experience of happiness, contentment. So everything that the mind is seeking through a psychological self in its improvement project is found in the reality of our present experience, which is the awareness that is aware of the mind. So simply rest as this awareness and allow the mind to move and change as it does. And just know the nature of this awareness as completeness. It is already non-duality. It is already one with itself, never knowing a second self, never knowing a second reality. It is the only reality that it knows. And to integrate the mind in this resting as awareness is to simply rest as awareness as the substance of the mind. That is, awareness is the substance of the mind. So rest as awareness as the substance of the mind. And see that awareness is independent of the mind, meaning it is ever present while the mind appears and disappears. And the mind is utterly dependent upon awareness. So this by itself seems incredibly simple. Suspiciously simple. But to rest here as awareness will take care of the psychological suffering in the mind and the corollary and associated belief that can take place that our self is limited to the psychological mind or the mind in general. For as we rest as awareness, we rest as our true nature and self, and we establish the understanding and direct experience that our self is not limited by the mind. So it's not limited by any psychological suffering or imaginary identity that would arise. Here, understanding is used as a term that refers not to a conceptual apprehension or framework that is maintained through effort or focus, or a collecting of concepts into a construction, but rather understanding is the silent, wordless, non-verbal, direct experience of awareness aware of itself. So that understanding of the non-duality of reality and of awareness is found as awareness, resting as itself. So simply rest as awareness, aware of itself.